So I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I kind of like video games. And I specifically like some games more than I like other games. Today I just want to kind of go over like my top 5 games of all time. And these could change in the future. Nothing's really written in stone. I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll change my mind. Hell, when I wrote this yesterday, I put the list together and I had one game, Mario Party 3, and I looked at the list and I was like, Mario Party 3? What? And I moved it off. Like, this could literally change tomorrow, but as of right now in this exact moment, these are my top 5 games of all time. And these are in no particular order. They're kind of in an order. They're in a little bit of an order. They're not really in an order. I don't want to commit to this being in order, but it's kind of in order. Starting us off, we have Paper Mario. There has never been a Paper Mario game that was as good as Paper Mario. I'm sorry, but the original, it started us off and it kind of ended us off. I know a lot of people love Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, and absolutely, great game. I played through it recently, the Switch remake, and I played it a bunch as a kid. But something about it, and I know this is a contentious point, and I know people disagree with this, but I think the original Paper Mario just is better than it from just a funness perspective. I don't know, there's something missing in Thousand Year Door that is there in Paper Mario. The story, the characters, the writing, the being able to switch back and forth between playing as Mario and then playing as Peach in the castle. Man, you would think I would hate the segments playing as Peach because they kind of slow down the pacing in the game. They are so fun. I actually looked forward to them, and they were a nice little break from the action, you know, a change up in the pacing, you know? And that's fine. That's good. The world here is so cool and interesting, and they really lean into the whole Mario being made of paper thing without shoving it in your face like they do in further entries into the franchise. The battle mechanics are so fun. It's the most fun turn-based RPG that I played as a kid outside of Pokemon. It's so good as a turn-based RPG that I didn't even understand that it was a turn-based, RPG as a kid. I just thought it was, I don't even know what I thought it was, to be honest, but it didn't occur to me that it was kind of the same thing as Pokemon. Unfortunately, it's another game where I just simply never beat it as a kid. I don't know how, but I have gone back as an adult and beaten it, and it's every bit as fun. I love the beginning of the game where you hang out with the Goombas in their cute little quaint Goomba village. I thought it was so cool as a kid seeing Goombas as they can be people, they don't have to just be Bowser's minions. They can be their own separate thing. I just thought that was so cool as a kid that I played around with that idea. I also loved that Koopas could be separate and multicolored, and there was all this kind of these different types of Koopas, right? Like there wasn't just the one type that I knew, the green shells with the yellow bodies, right? That was all I knew them as, but there was plenty of different kinds of Koopas to me, when I was playing Paper Mario. And also the first castle that you go to where you fight the Koopa guys, so cool, so fun, very, very funny too. I always found it such an intense and cool part of the game at the beginning when you would climb up the mountain, the Star Mountain or whatever it was, and you'd meet the Star Spirits for the first time. I loved that as a kid. I was blown away by the magic of it. Then later in the game, when you go to Tubba, who's been eating ghosts, and he's this big, giant, creepy, scary dude, I swear to God, I was terrified of Tubba as a kid. I remember I was downstairs in my basement playing it with my brother, and we were small, right? So he screamed when he saw Tubba, and he ran upstairs out of the room and just left me down in the basement with Tubba by myself. I was so mad at him, man. But then you find out that Tubba's whole exoskeleton thing is just an exoskeleton. It's not his actual body. He's like a heart thing, and then you go and you fight the heart. It's like, what? That was mind-blowing as a kid, and also just super cool and fun and kind of wild to discover. In the main area, there's this vending machine thing that puts out different types of pigs or cows or something like that. And there's rare ones, and there's a bunch of different kinds. And I was a little Pokemon kid, right? I loved Pokemon, so that was my favorite thing, to just keep putting money into that thing and pumping out as many of the pigs as I could. I remember I was so sad when I realized I'd finally collected all of them. I was like, what do you mean? There's no more? There's no more to collect. No! Like, I was so upset. I mean, I was distraught. It's a game that I could come back to time and time again, and I'm honestly planning on picking it back up pretty soon. I've just been thinking about it lately, and I want to go and 100% the game. It just sounds like a fun experience. This is seriously one of the best RPGs of all time, and I don't think people talk about it enough because Thousand Year Door tends to overshadow it, but I think it's better than Thousand Year Door, damn it. Moving on from there, we've got Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't really care for Super Mario Odyssey after my first playthrough. I liked it, don't get me wrong, I had a great time with it, but it was one of those games where I played it and I was like, you know, 3D Mario just doesn't hit the same for me as it did when I was a kid. I don't know what it is. But then something happened. I've talked about this before. I went online and I saw someone post a video of them doing a cap jump up to a place in a stage that I didn't even consider as being reachable. And I watched that and I went, wait a minute, you can jump on the cap? Yes, I played through the entire game and didn't even realize you could do cap jumps. I beat the game and didn't even know that. And so I had to, of course, fire the thing back up and immediately start screwing around. I went back to that exact stage where that person did that jump. And after some difficulties, I made the jump on my own. And I was just, that was like, okay, this is an awesome game. That was the moment where it went from being a good game that I really enjoyed. I thought it was okay while I played it. You know, I had a good time. That went from that to, oh my God, the possibilities are endless. This game is incredible. I would say it's the first 3D Mario game since Mario 64 where I was like, okay, yes, this is Mario. This is my game, man. I love Mario Sunshine and I love Mario Galaxy, but the movement in those games never felt, to me, as good as the original Mario 64 movement. I don't know why, just didn't reach those same heights, right? But with Super Mario Odyssey, it not only reached those heights, it eclipsed them. The cap jumping and all of the stuff related to it, all the different movements that you can do and the kind of different ways that you can break the game with the cap jumps, that's what makes the game. That is why this is a top tier, god level game. There's plenty to criticize about the game, and people do all the time. They criticize it, and I think unfairly. You know, sure, there's too many moons, and a lot of the moons are stupid and pointless. 100% I can admit that, but I don't think that detracts from the fun overall. Like, you don't have to go through and get every single moon. Yeah, if you do that, you're probably gonna walk away thinking, well, that was unnecessary. There was too many moons. Why did they even bother making the threshold 999 when I had to buy like 200 of them? Like, that's stupid. I understand that and I get that. But the underlying game itself, the mechanics, the sandbox, that is the game. That's where the fun is. Just messing around and seeing where you can, you know, improve your running times, right, in certain levels, and speed running, and the speed running for this game was where I was like, okay, speed running is so cool. I even speed ran a bunch of Super Mario Odyssey myself back in the day, and the one that I always liked the most was the min capture runs. Those were the ones that I enjoyed the most. Just seeing how people were discovering new and interesting ways to skip over main mechanics in the game just to get one less capture. I'm super out of touch with the run now. I'm sure it's completely different, but the one when I was doing it, I thought it was so cool. You would go and you would basically jump over an invisible wall to end up in the water in the Cascade Kingdom and then swim, and the stage wasn't even fully loaded in, so you could just clip through things in the ground because, you know, you're not even supposed to be there, so the developers didn't even bother putting a wall there, right? And you could just do a spin jump and ground pound through the ground. Absolutely hilarious. And it's like, yeah, from a game development perspective, that technically makes it a worse game that it's kind of buggy like that, but also from a actual enjoyment perspective, it makes it way more fun when all of these quirks about the game can be taken advantage of and used to create a speed run for the game that's interesting and fun to perform. I don't know, there's just endless fun to be had. And when they brought the Luigi Balloon World into it, dude, that just, I couldn't believe how fun it was. I played so much Luigi's Balloon World. It has a shelf life, of course, the Luigi's Balloon World, because at a certain point you're like, okay, I know where all of the good hiding spots are. But either way, it was an awesome free update that they included with the game, and just overall helped to improve a game that was already nearly perfect. Because even though this game isn't perfect, it also is at the same time perfect for what I wanted it to be and the kind of game that I enjoy playing. Next up, we've got Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. I don't know what happened to my copy of Mario Kart 64. It is shattered. I don't even know if this thing works. I think this is my childhood copy. I don't remember it being in this bad of condition, but it's pretty bad. Mario Kart 64 will always be my Mario Kart. It's the first Mario Kart that I ever played, and it's just one of those things where I think back on those memories of playing it with such fondness. I mean, me and my brother probably played this game for like dozens of hours. I mean, think about this. Little kids, you don't have much time in your life as a little kid. You're busy with school and you're busy with homework and you got to go to grandma's house. And, you know, back in the day, you couldn't bring your home console with you, unfortunately. You had to leave it behind, even though you begged and begged and begged and begged. Your parents wouldn't let you bring it because they knew that you needed a break from it, and maybe they were right, I don't know. But I played Mario Kart 64 religiously, and I loved the racing, but always my favorite part of that game will be the battle mode. I had so much fun playing this with my brother as a kid. We would just do the same thing over and over and over again, just crashing into each other and shooting shells and stuff at each other. And you'd think that after a certain amount of time we would get tired of it, but no, we kept slamming that thing out, dude. I love the look of that game too. Like, going back to it, you know, it's pretty hard to go back to, honestly, from a controls perspective, because yes, the controls in the later games are so much better that it's pretty much insane. Controlling the karts in this game does not feel good when you are used to much better controls and much more responsive karts. I will admit that openly. This is a difficult game to go back to, but it's a gorgeous game. It has some of the most inspired tracks in the entire series. That's one of the reasons that when I go back and I play Mario Kart 8, I love going and playing the N64 recreated tracks. Those are the most fun ones to me. And the Rainbow Road in Mario Kart 64, that's always going to be my Rainbow Road. I remember absolutely raging playing that game as a kid because Rainbow Road was just the toughest thing you could possibly imagine for a little frickin', I don't know, 6-year-old me. One day, I'm gonna set the thing up, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna get my brother out here, and we're gonna just slam it for a few hours, and we'll probably hate each other by the end of it, but it'll be worth it, because it'll just be a nostalgia trip for me. Love this game. Seriously, probably... okay, arguably not the best Mario Kart game, the best Mario Kart game that is currently out at the moment, not Mario Kart World, because it's not out, but Mario Kart 8 is the just clear best Mario Kart game from the controls and the maps and the characters. It's definitely the best one, but damn it if Mario Kart 64 doesn't hold the title for me just from nostalgia and from just vibes alone. Next up, we've got Super Mario 64. Mario 64 is that game that I just could not stop coming back to as a kid. You know, even when Mario Sunshine came out, I still went back to Mario 64. Even when Super Mario Galaxy came out, I still found myself going back to Mario 64. Arguably, it's an older game, it's worse in many respects, but it's kind of better. Now, maybe this is the nostalgia talking, but there's just something so endearing and so mysterious about the world of Mario 64. I don't know, the big black dark stages where outside of the stage there's just infinity, just nothing. I don't know, there's something kind of weird about that. And I know that that's in like Mario Sunshine, that's in Mario 64, or sorry, Mario Galaxy, but there's something a bit different about it, almost creepy, but in a way that's just kind of like, it gets your attention. I had other Mario games around that time when I was a kid. I had the old SNES and the original Mario, you know, Super Mario Bros. On my Game Boy, and I would play them, and I liked them, specifically Super Mario World. They just never really did it for me that much. except really, truly, Super Mario World was the only one that I found myself getting addicted to as a kid. But Mario 64, that was my bread and butter. Something about being in a sandbox and the movement and controls that you have over Mario, that just captured me as a kid. I would spend hours not even doing anything, just running around, doing backflips, trying to jump off of walls and see if I can get myself onto the roof of the castle, you know, stuff like that. Just that alone was fun for me. Not even playing the game, not even beating the stages, just messing around with the mechanics in it. I never even beat this game as a kid because it was a little too hard for me when I was a dumb idiot baby boy. But now, you know, I've gone back and I've beaten it, and it still feels good, man, and it's tough towards the end. It gets hard. I'm 100% sure that it's only making it onto this list for purely nostalgia-based reasons, right? Like, I have so many good memories of just sitting in the basement at the old CRT TV, plugging in my N64 and having to mess around with the cables and pull the cartridge out and blow on it and put it back in and then pull it out and blow on it again and try blowing in the cartridge slot on the N64. And then finally it connects and it works, and just that sound when it boots up. So good. And it was one of those few games that my dad would actually play with me. I could not get my dad to play much in the way of video games with me, but he loved playing Mario 64 with us. So that's always going to be a really special memory of just chilling in the basement and kicking back and just watching my dad be so much better at Mario 64 than me. But what's so cool about it is that it's not just nostalgia reasons that I love this game. It's a genuinely good game that is fun to go back to as an adult, and it's even fun now in 2025 for people who have never played the game before to pick it up and play it. You know, people that didn't play this game as a kid will pick it up and they'll struggle with the controls, but once they figure it out, they have a good time with it. It's a special game, and I think everybody knows that, and it's definitely one of the greatest games ever made. And to finish us off, we've got I don't have a physical copy of this game, unfortunately, for any system ever, or anything really that I could even hold up for it, but Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. This is such a trite line, but like, what hasn't been said already about Minecraft? Where do I even begin? Everybody knows Minecraft, from your grandma to your uncle that's estranged from the rest of the family to probably, I would gather that the Sentinelese people of the North Sentinel Island, they somehow know about Minecraft. I don't know how, but they know about it. It's just one of those games that captured the attention of humanity, really, just the entire world, in a way that I don't think any other game ever has, genuinely, outside of maybe Pokemon, but I still think Minecraft ekes it out a little bit. I think Minecraft is just, it's the game, really. I remember my first time ever playing Minecraft. My friend, she had it on her computer when we were both, you know, like 11, 12, 13, whatever, around that age. And she didn't even want to tell me about it because she somehow, I still to this day, I don't know how, but she knew that I was going to become addicted to it. I don't know how she knew, because I'd never played a game like Minecraft before, because there was no game like Minecraft before. But for some reason, it was two of my friends. They both conspired against me and wouldn't tell me about Minecraft because they thought I would get addicted to it. And obviously they were fully correct in that assumption. Again, still don't know how. Still to this day, I'm a little boggled by that. But she let me play it on her computer, and I can't even, at first I know, I was like, you know, everybody just picks it up and they're like, what in the hell am I doing? How do I do anything? I had no clue how to even like craft wood into, you know, planks. I didn't even know what I was doing. But once I figured it out, oh, I was locked in, man. Man, I was locked in. I remember I could not play Minecraft at home because we didn't have a computer that was good enough for it. Well, maybe my dad's computer maybe could have played it, but I don't know. It was my dad's computer. So I called my friend and I was like, can I please come over and just play Minecraft on your computer? And she was like, no, you can't come over and play Minecraft on my computer. Please get it yourself. But so that was kind of one of my goals as a kid. My dream was to get a powerful gaming PC so that I could play Minecraft with shaders on. And I have that now. And yeah, I never play with shaders on. I love Minecraft, not as much nowadays as I used to, but there was a time where I just would wake up in the morning, you know, whatever, 10 a.m. or something. I would get onto Minecraft and I would just be on for the rest of the day. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's how much I love this game. And that's not even like modded Minecraft where I'm trying to build a factory and it's taking, 100 hours to create one crafting recipe, right? No, this was just vanilla Minecraft. I was fully addicted to it. I love everything about it, like the redstone, the building, the adventure, and one of the things that I was so fully addicted to was the idea of having like a vanilla SMP server. After seeing Hermitcraft, I was like, this is so cool. I mean, there was Mindcrack back in the day. That was the original one that I watched before Hermitcraft really took off, before SMP even became a word. That was the SMP, Mindcrack. Nobody remembers it, by the way, these days. I'm the only person that remembers it. But like all these people that play on Hermitcraft nowadays, they used to be on Mindcrack originally. It's weird. Nobody ever talks about it. I don't know. It's weird. Minecraft is the only game that I have thousands of hours in. Literally thousands of hours. I have never played any other game for, I haven't even played another game for 500 hours, let alone probably over 2 or even 3,000 hours on Minecraft, just collectively over the amount of time that I've played it over the years. It is the best game ever made from every aspect, every angle, every way you look at it. And the Minecraft movie, huh? How was that? That was pretty dog shit, wasn't it? Anyway, those are my top 5 video games of all time. Again, this is just how I feel right now. This could change. Something new could come out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But at this exact moment in time, in the year 2025, these are my top 5 games. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in a week with another video. Bye-bye.